Man, are you aware of what's been going on with robots? Things have gotten really crazy now. And all at the same time, three giant companies just showed the future, and each one pointed in a completely different direction. In this video, you'll understand exactly what these three visions are. A robot that's already ready to serve you in hotels, the agibot 2, a robot that learns to dance in 2 hours, and even has breasts, the xpeng iron, and a bizarre chair from Toyota that climbs stairs with legs. And I know what you must be thinking. This is just marketing talk. A pretty video that will never leave the drawing board. The thing is, one of these companies, xpeng, has already promised to start mass production next year. The game has changed. My job here is precisely to filter what's exaggeration and what's real advancement. I analyzed what agibot, xpeng, and Toyota really announced, and I'm going to explain to you in an easy way what each of these futures means in practice. Just from this intro, which of these three futures made you more curious or more suspicious? The employee robot, the dancing robot with breasts, or the animal chair that climbs stairs? Send your first impression there in the comments. I want to see it. Let's talk about this agibot 2 first. Of all of them, this is the one we'll probably see first out in the wild, like helping in a hotel, airport, or a big store. It was made to be useful. It looks a lot like a person. It's 1 meter and 69 centimeters tall and weighs 69 kilograms. The idea is that when you look at it, it doesn't seem like a strange machine. They want talking to it to feel normal. The most impressive part is inside. Its brain uses super advanced language systems called large language models, which are known by the acronym LLMs. The conversation with it is full duplex, which is a fancy way of saying it's a real conversation. You can talk at the same time as it understands you. It's not like that old robot where you talk and have to wait for it to process. They also mix this with another technology called retrieval augmented generation, known as RAG. Think of it this way. A company can take all its instruction books and give them to the robot to read. In seconds, it becomes a total expert on that subject. If you ask it something, it finds the answer and tells you as if it were a trained employee. Its senses are also very good. It can filter out 96% of background noise. You could be in the middle of a noisy crowd and it would still hear what you said. It can also recognize faces and read lips with 99% accuracy just to know you're talking to it. And there's more. They put in a system called Action GPT, which means action with generative pre-trained transformer. This means it doesn't just talk, but it also transforms what you say into gestures. If you say hi to the folks, it raises its hand and waves in a natural way. The way it walks is also very good. It uses a system that creates a three-dimensional map of the place in its head called SLAM, which means simultaneous localization and mapping, and programs that give it level 4 autonomy. This means it doesn't need help. It walks alone in crowded places, dodging people and things without hitting anything, and it does so in a smooth way without looking like it's about to fall. Its joints, elbows, knees are super resistant, made to work for thousands of hours. And to make sure it won't hurt anyone, it has 3 layers of protection. 6 high definition, the famous HD cameras, and a laser sensor that sees in 360 degrees called LiDAR, which means light detection and ranging. In other words, it has no blind spots. It even has an industry safety seal called PLD, which is super hard to get. Taking care of it is easy. Maintenance can be done remotely by cell phone. The battery lasts about 2 hours, which seems short, but the swap is super fast. You take out the empty one and put in a full one in seconds, and it goes back to work. Agibot's goal is clear: to make a robot that helps at work, in hotels, stores, fairs, a robot that blends into the environment. Now, let's jump to xpeng, because what they did was to get attention. At the company's Artificial Intelligence Day, their robot, the Iron, came on stage walking so perfectly, so humanly, that everyone on the internet thought it was fake, that it was a person in a robot suit. The company's boss got mad and, to prove it, posted a video of the robot in the lab without the skin, just the metal itself, dancing. The precision of the movements was jaw-dropping. And the craziest part, he said the robot learned to dance in just 2 hours. They used a teaching method called imitation learning. They basically show a video of a person dancing to the robot's artificial intelligence, and it copies it right away. The old way of teaching robots, called reinforcement learning, was like trial and error and would take weeks to get close to this. The secret to it moving so well is a part they call a human-like spine. It gives the robot flexibility in the waist. When the chest turns, the hips move along just like us. Add to that 82 joints degrees of freedom, which is almost double what's normal for robots, and the result is movement that doesn't look robotic anymore. Its brain is also super complex, using various artificial intelligence systems that mix everything. They are multimodal. It can see something, understand what it is, and perform an action related to it. It's the full cycle. See, think, and do. And of course, we have to talk about the weirdest part, the breasts. The Iron Robot has a woman's body, and that caused a stir. The boss explained why. First, they thought about making 4-legged robots, like a robot dog, because they fall less. But he realized that our world, houses, doors, stairs, was all made for people who walk on 2 legs and have hands. So the robot had to be like that to work properly. Then came the emotional part. The boss said that robots that look like people are more accessible, that people feel more at ease. And apparently for them, looking like a person included putting breasts on the robot. The company's vice president was straight to the point. We're not just making robots, we're making humans. And they want to go very far with this. In the future, they want you to be able to build your robot, choose if it's thinner or stronger, taller, skin color, hair, and yes, apparently even choosing the breast size will be an option. The official excuse for this now is that they want to study people's reactions to see which type of robot we feel more comfortable with. It's a very controversial idea. The craziest part is the timeline. They want to start making these robots in large quantities, mass production, as early as April of next year. It's not a plan for 10 years from now, it's for now. They are moving from the research phase and already going into production. We're going to have robots like this, where we can even choose the chest size as soon as next year. This is very insane. If this news from xpeng just blew your mind, leave the like and leave the hype just for this absurd acceleration of the future. While China is in this madness of making robot people, Toyota from Japan did something totally different. And honestly, the idea is brilliant. At a mobility show in Japan in 2025, they showed the WalkMe. It looks like a chair, but instead of wheels, it has 4 legs. It's an assistant for those who have difficulty walking. The coolest part is that it walks in places where a normal wheelchair can't, like climbing stairs or on a sidewalk full of holes. They were inspired by animals that walk well on difficult terrain, like goats and crabs. The front legs see the height and pull the chair, and the back legs push. The result is that the person in the chair is always stable, even going up steps. It uses that laser sensor, the LiDAR, light detection and ranging, and radar to not hit things. It also has weight sensors and an automatic system so the chair never tips over, even on slopes. And of course, it has artificial intelligence. The person can say, go faster or turn here, and the chair obeys. But it also has a manual control for those who prefer to drive. Comfort was thought out. The seat adjusts to the body, has soft armrests, all designed for the person to use for a long time. The internal battery lasts the whole day. And when you're not using it, the legs retract. They are telescopic, and it gets small, easy to store in the car. This has everything to do with Toyota, which researches a lot on how to help people move, especially the elderly. This comes from a plan of theirs called Mobility for All, which is information from Toyota Global itself. For now, it's just a prototype, it's not for sale, but it's a very practical use of robotics, which isn't about replacing people with robots, but about helping people live better. In the end, what we see are 3 very different ideas. Agibot, which is to make a useful robot for work. Xpengs, which is to make a robot that looks like a real person, which gives a lot to think about. And Toyotas, which is to use technology to create a tool that helps those in need. It's a very complex and fascinating scenario. This one with robots. Now that you've seen everything from the practical agibot robot to the controversial xpeng one and the brilliant one from Toyota, tell me, if you had to bet which of these futures arrives for real first, which would it be? Leave your opinion in the comments. And if you like this summary of the three worldviews of robotics, from the service robot to the robot person to the animal chair, and you want me to bring more news like this explained in an easy way, leave the like and leave the hype down below. That's how I know you guys like this topic. Thanks!